let me go to Vikram Singh first. This story is so sad at so many levels, sir. On one hand, if I were to even take away that entire cop angle, anybody crushing a man to sleep like this on the road, a man with such poor means, is just terrible, horrible. Harshest punishment should be going on to them. And then you wake up to the reality that, hold on, these are the men who are supposed to protect you. These are the men who are supposed to watch out that no untoward activity happens. Now, this is shocking to say the least, but that's only Act 2. The third part of this entire story is that they were actually drunk on duty. So I really don't know how to begin with this. I think Delhi police has some very, very strict questions to answer at this point.
Good evening, Sonalji and my dear Arvind Kumar Jain Sahab. Let me tell you, there are multiple fault lines that you have seen. First, that they went over the ramp and said that they could not distinguish between the accelerator and the clutch. This itself reveals that your sense of coordination and body movement were not under control, which gives merit to the fact that you were either inebriated or had consumed liquor to the extent that you were absolutely not in control. Two, the allegation, it is bad enough. I don't say that there is merit, but the fact that somebody has leveled the allegation that there was a woman with you is bad enough for a uniformed officer.
Yep.
And this needs to be and to say that, yes, it needs to be investigated by a senior level officer. The police need to investigate. And then in such situations, you really have to be cruel, to be kind, give exemplary punishment. Otherwise, the message will be that perhaps you, when you conduct inquiries of your own, you are unusually magnanimous and kind and look the other way. This is going to be counterproductive to your own prestige and your reputation. Delhi police is one of the most professional police forces in the country. And I would expect that all the questions that you and Amit Bharadwaj have raised, they will be addressed in the next 24 hours. The arrest of Khamesh came a little late.
Yes.
And the very fact that the provisions of 106 BNS and 1062 of the BNS required that they should have been arrested immediately. I would like to know, the superior officer, he was not on the wheels, agreed, but he was the supervisory officer. When is he going to be arrested? If right underneath in those, there are allegations that there was a woman, it is bad enough. Number two, if there was a person who was drunk, I would presume that either he was complicit or he did not have it in him to check him that you should not be drinking at all. This is against conduct rules and both should be given punishment.
Valid points there, Vikram Singh, bringing that out. Let me break it open to Arvind Kumar Jain as well. Sir, the point is, had this not been, a tea seller, a man with not so much of, with a little more means perhaps, with a little more of an identity, this would have been a much bigger story. We've decided to raise it at prime time on 5 o'clock today when a lot of others haven't. Precisely for this reason. Life is so cheap when you are poor, right? And this is not coming in as a question mark just on the state of affairs, but a massive confidence being depleted on Delhi police on the whole.
You are absolutely correct. This is a very bad incident and a blot on the good name of Delhi police. A few things are absolutely clear. Number one, no checking of PCR vans was being done. Otherwise, liquor bottles in the morning in the vehicle, along with one woman, it is absolutely unheard of. It means there is no system of checking of PCR vans in Delhi. Delhi CP should look into it at once and should enforce it. Number two, when was the medical examination conducted? How many hours after the incident? This should be disclosed.
Yep.
And in my opinion, SIT should be formed, headed by an additional DCP or DCP rank officer, in which there are many people who should investigate the whole case. And action, as sir said, action should be taken against the supervisory officer also, because even he was drunk. He was pointing the revolver towards the spectators, towards the eyewitnesses. Why was he threatening? Why was he threatening them? It should be found out as to who was the woman traveling in the PCR van along with these two policemen. So unless and until action is taken, evidence should be recorded of the local eyewitnesses also. This poor person was handicapped also. He has marriageable daughters also. So proper compensation should either be given by Delhi police or by Delhi government, because otherwise the family has no means of survival.
Yeah.
So very, very deterrent action is required in this case. In
And
BMW
action
case,
against Delhi police as well. We need to get to the bottom of this matter. You know, if I
yes,
just compare things, and Vikram Singh coming on this one, when the Delhi chief minister, somebody slaps her or pushes her or there's a bit of a heckling involved, you change the Delhi police commissioner. Something like this happens. A poor man has lost his life. We don't as much as see a statement. We first hear the entire day is gone, and we now get to hear that finally an arrest has been made. These are double standards, sir. Just because the man is poor, this is not the way Delhi police can behave.
Extremely important point raised by you, Sonal, and I'm happy that you've raised it. There cannot be two sets of read for the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi and for also deceased Ganga Ram Tiwari. Poor lives do matter. And since poor lives do matter, as Arvind Kumar Jain ji has mentioned, that this should be made an exemplary case where absolutely prompt action needs to be taken, compensation given, and those in charge, both the supervisory officer and the constable, because as of now, the staggered action that is being taken gives the impression perhaps there is an insidious attempt to safeguard your ranks, which is totally unacceptable. I would rather that both should have been placed under suspension and both should have been arrested. The fact of the matter is that in the capital of the country, if somebody raises allegations that you were drinking and you had a woman, what kind of a policing have we inherited?
Yeah.
Therefore, I would again recommend that you need to be absolutely firm, transparent, and prompt.
Arvind Kumar Jain, is Delhi police even competent to investigate this case? We know what happens when you investigate your own. And I'm not saying that Delhi police is, you know, these constables, I've been a crime reporter. I understand the circumstances, the long shift, the long hours a constable has to really go through. We understand all of that. But in middle of this, do you have confidence that this case will see a free and fair investigation by the Delhi police?
yes, if SIT is formed, if the case is handed over to senior officer, DCP, additional DCP rank officer, they are made liable that you have to give proper report. One more thing I would like to say, in Delhi BMW case at Dhaula Kuan, section 105 was invoked of BNS. In this case, section 106 has been invoked. Why? Why not section 105? The homicide not amounting to murder. It should have been enforced. A very direct action is required to be taken. They should be dismissed from service, both of them, so that others they get a lesson that such kind of nonsense will not be tolerated on the roads of Delhi. You are supposed to protect the people. You are not supposed to be in drunken state and moving around and killing people on the roads of Delhi.
Yeah. Vikram Singh, I want to play the devil's advocate here. You know, my blood boils when I see stories like these, when you realize that, look at the circumstances, you sleep on the road, you have a tea stall, how much money are you really making, what's the quality of life that you have? And on top of that, to be crushed to death this way, this is no way to live. In 21st century India, while we boast of our GDPs, this is no way to live. Our citizens and each one of them deserve better. And when I say each one of them, I include the Delhi police officers in this. We've seen the reforms happen over a period of time, and I understand very deeply, you know this more than anybody else, that a life of a cop is not an easy one. It's filled with challenges. And in circumstances like these, one has to say, and I'm sure cops watching this story are going to say that inko kya pata hamari zindagi mein kya hota hai. How does one justify that sentiment? How does one look at this story?
Sonalji, I'm so happy that it will bleed anybody's heart as it's bleeding your heart. It's a tragedy. And of course, nobody can dilute the dimensions of tragedy. The cop's life indeed is very challenging and demanding, and all of us have gone through. All the more reason that we should have a heightened sense of empathy, and we should not compromise with the basic sense of humanity, compassion, and propriety. In this case, everything has been compromised, and I'm sure any upright police officer who is wearing an honorable uniform will not compromise with this kind of a misdemeanor, indiscipline, and gross act of, I would say, indiscipline of the worst kind. Therefore, I would say that demanding ours is one thing, but to have empathy and a sense of commitment to serve the people is entirely another. And that is what every police officer is paid for, from the constable right up to the DGP.
Right. Right. Arvind Kumar Jain, I want to understand if the buck stops here. I want to understand if it is okay to just arrest these two officers, suspend them from duty, arrest one actually, suspend both from duty. Is that enough? Or should we be asking questions to the higher ups as well? Like I said, when a politician is slapped or a big BMW is involved, harsher laws, laws are put into force, harsher action is taken, right all the way up to the Delhi Police Commissioner. Why not? Why not in this case?
You are absolutely correct. Responsibility should be owned up by the senior officers. I know very well that there is a joint commissioner or additional commissioner rank officer supervising PCR vans. Even the DCPs of the local areas, they are supposed to make surprise checks, whether they are putting on proper uniform or not, whether the turnout is proper or not, whether they are drunk, in a drunken state or not. So it means checking is not being done. People were alleging that every day, this happens every day. They bring women and they are drunk and they move in PCR vans. It means this is taking place on regular basis. Very serious action should be taken, even against supervisory officers, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And if I can give a citizen perspective here, as a woman on the streets of Delhi, when I walk versus if I'm walking in Haryana or UP or other places, I feel a sense of safety because Delhi police is involved. Cases like these, they erode that confidence. Cases like these deter me from approaching a PCR van in case of need. Cases like these erode my confidence in the fact that there are cops out there so I can sleep in peace. And this clearly should not be stopping at just the suspension of two officers and perhaps the arrest of one. A systemic change should be looked into, and one must really inquire what exactly is going on when all of us sleep at home, what exactly is going on in these police stations inside the PCR vans as well. I'll thank you both for joining us on this discussion today. Thank you.